All right, Asheville, Raglan. That warning has expired, so the Weather Service, they're going to just hold off, more likely just hold on to a strong storm advisory, but it's going to be windy, I can tell you that. Winds are about to really pick up here, and now south of Asheville between Hood and I mentioned Raglan and the Coal City area, probably some of the stronger winds that we're detecting at the moment. Things are looking okay at the moment around Gadsden, but I know there are some noisemakers out there tonight, some folks listening to us on the radio, just to let folks know that are tuning in. We've had a lot of power outages out there. Folks are also watching on the First Alert Weather app, and a lot of lightning and some noisemakers. That's what we're seeing in most areas, and this is doing pretty much what we expected. You know, we've had just a couple warnings out there, but we've had a couple troublemakers so far tonight, and this is the one right here that's moving through St. Clair County. We'll keep an eye on what's happening here across West Alabama, but you can see mostly it's just a lot of rain, some gusty winds in here. This one storm, let's check this one out across northern Tuscaloosa County. We're going to get back to northern Jefferson and St. Clair County. And by the way, our news team right now, we're gathering what's happening around the Fultondale area. And if we have any new information, any video coming in, we're going to be passing that along. So just stand by, waiting to gather some more information. Right now, Wiley and Three Forks. This is Highway 69 north in Tuscaloosa County around Wyndham Springs. This storm needs to be monitored closely. I see a little bit of a hook with this at the moment, and indications we may have some small hail. We had some nickel-sized hail reported with one storm earlier. Sandtown to Wyndham Springs and the Samantha area. This has now crossed Highway 43, and it's moving towards Highway 69. So if you're anywhere from Oak Grove to Parrish, I know it's late at night. Just stay up with us here for a little while. Let's wait and see what this storm's going to do as it moves on through. A couple of these, again, have been rotating. And if you look at what's going on, some of these are lining up even back into Mississippi. Notice right there south of Philadelphia, Mississippi, there's one storm. The overall system finally starting to move to the south. It's been just kind of held up here to the northwest, but now all this is finally starting to move to the south. So things kind of flaring up here, JP, over the past hour or so, but what are you hearing with respect to Jefferson County?
Yes, some incredible damage. I'm seeing some pictures right now, and we're not putting them on TV at this point because of any kind of copyright infringement, but we're efforting to get these. I can tell you right now, the Hampton Inn by the Outback in Fultondale, a tremendous damage, and we're hearing reports that in that area, there may be some entrapments. That's in Fultondale, and you know exactly where that is. That's by the Outback. There's an O'Charlie's there. There's a Chick-fil-A. There's that hotel. That's a lot of damage. It does not look good. Dr. Tim Coleman is on the phone with me, and Dr. Tim saw some damage in Center Point. Tim, tell me, what have you seen? You've been driving around Jefferson County since this kind of blew up.
Yeah, I went up on top of Chalkville Mountain to try to see the tornado. I never could see anything definitive, but I came. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Okay, yeah, I'm on Carson Road now, driving.
Okay, there could be some problems with self-service there. We had Tim there for a moment. We'll effort to get him back. Depending on what's happened with these storms, we could be looking at some cellular outages and so forth. Let's look right here at the Ragland area. And again, not a warning, but I'm just seeing some things here that I don't like. Where we have some circulation here, a shear marker, and we need to watch this. This would include Ragland and Ohatchee. This is our track. This is probably just to the north of Ragland. It would be moving through just to around Neely Henry Lake here shortly. Ohatchee area, moving east-northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So we've got a place there that we need to keep an eye on, where we are seeing in St. Clair County the indications of some higher winds, perhaps even a little bit of rotation. It's not going to stay in there forever. It is moving on through fairly quickly, but I don't want to let that one go just yet, because what I am seeing on radar at this point in time, it's a tornado watch, area-wide tornado watch in effect across the area, but we do have some reports of damage, some serious damage that we're finally starting to see. Walker Chapel Road, we're seeing it around Fultondale, around the Outback, some of the hotels there. I believe the Hampton Inn with some damage based on some of the pictures that I'm seeing. These are kind of bits and pieces of information coming in, but trust me, this was a mean storm when it rolled through Jefferson County. There's a lot of power outages that are going on right now, so folks are having to watch us on the weather app, some kind of streaming device. May not have the television working right now, but things are going to be fairly active here for at least another couple of hours. The watch itself does not expire until 1 a.m. We've seen some counties taken out of it, Winston County, Marion, and the Lamar counties, but we still have that tornado watch in effect for much of our area. But again, Ragland area, give it about another 10 minutes, and this is going to be able to give you the all clear there. 10 Islands and Ohatchee and Cobb City and Duke. Those are going to be places that we need to pay attention to over the next little bit as this storm continues to move east-northeast at about 50 miles per hour. I think the main threat is going to be damaging straight-line winds with this, seeing some pretty intense lightning up around the Gadsden area. Perhaps we can check in with our Gadsden camera. We have several cameras there located at the EMA office that we can pull up and show you what's going on with those storms as they roll on in through Gadsden. And northern Tuscaloosa County, we have some heavy rain through there up through the Samantha area at this hour, but those storms are not severe, not at least right now. Wes?
Yeah, just trying to getting some of these images I'm getting right now. Just got a picture of a downed tree over Sun Hill Road in Center Point. Billy Dunn sharing that. We're getting some images in right now. Northern Jefferson County, anywhere from Fultondale over to Center Point, right in that area seems like where some of the roughest weather's happened tonight. So be extra careful out there tonight. Some reports of some power lines down trees. This storm, and you can see right there the local storm report from the National Weather Service. There's the tornado report. That was at 10:43 when we had that report. We're at 11:37 right now, continuing coverage. We're going to stay with you on WBRC Fox 6. I will tell you this, no active warnings in place right now across the area. So it's been that kind of night out there. Still a tornado watch that is in effect for several counties. I will tell you, Fayette County, I think right now the risk is over for us. And let me take some of this off the screen here so you can see. I'll bring up the watch so we can see the actual tornado watch. Some counties have been trimmed away. So yeah, looks like Winston County, Marion, Lamar counties were out of the watch. Fayette, you can see there most of this is through Fayette County. Soon this will be moving on through Pickens County, but get ready, City of Tuscaloosa. We're about to have some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall. Most intense lightning. Need to watch some of these areas right here. Gadsden right now. Looks like just a lot of wind, noisemakers out there, a lot of rain, some lightning with this. And this is St. Clair County, or actually Blount County. That's a Cleveland area right there. We got some lightning. There's St. Clair County. You can see most of that now on through most of St. Clair County, now pushing towards Etowah County. We're keeping a watch on the situation out there tonight. Most of this is out of here by about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I will tell you, this should start to kind of wind down after midnight. What you got? Well, okay. All right, yeah, so we're just standing by getting some more information. If we hear anything, we're going to pass that along, and we're trying to get some images and some scenes coming in, what's happening there in areas to the north tonight. Coleman, looks like the worst of this is through. I know it's late at night, a lot of folks staying up with us, and a lot of folks have been asking me about the all clear, and anywhere you're north of this line, you see this here, Double Springs, Marion County over towards Hamilton and Coleman, you're in good shape. Some of the most active weather in the immediate short term is going to be roughly along the I-59 corridor. Let's check out what we have here, JP.
Yeah, we got some video trying to come in, but a picture of the tornado crossing I-65 near Fultondale, just north of Birmingham. Extensive damage. A tweet coming in, and of course we have the roof blow on off the Hampton Inn at the I-65 exit. Massive damage there. I was looking at some of the pictures a few moments ago of that damage.
Well, no warnings now. At this point, it's been kind of back and forth, and it's pretty much what we, these marginal setups. It's very tricky like this. You can have one storm suddenly spins up, and it was just incredible, the lightning. I was looking north of the station here from Red Mountain earlier tonight, and it was just that continuous lightning. You know how it gets around here. When it's warm like this, we have severe weather nights, some of these storms, and it just had that ominous appearance to it. And soon later, we saw it rotate, and we've got a debris signature. And there you go. You got that Stony Brook Apartments in Fultondale.
Yeah, that's reporter Bria Chapman is checking out some of the damage up that way. Obviously, significant damage. Stony Brook Apartments and the Hampton Inn there at I-65. So exactly between Fultondale and Gardendale, Webster Chapel. Those were areas that were hammered, and we're still getting pictures in and trying to get some of those pictures in from around the Center Point area and around Carson Road. I think there's some damage through there based on what I'm getting from some of the reports on social media. So there's going to be a lot of trees down. You've got some structures down, and we may still have some situations out there where people are trapped in buildings. I'm getting kind of some rumblings about that we're going to follow up on, but not a pretty sight out there with that storm that really hit a pretty populated area. I don't know the strength of the storm, but the Weather Service is going to have to figure that out tomorrow. But based on what we were seeing, it's not going to be at a level of like a EF4 or 5 or anything of that magnitude, but you're probably just kind of eyeballing it. You may have EF2 damage from this. And again, they're going to go out tomorrow and look at everything. But it was enough to take the roof off some of these commercial buildings and do some significant damage, knock the power out, a lot of trees down, that sort of thing, based on what we're seeing. So eager to see the Weather Service reports tomorrow on the strength of that storm. At the end of the day, a lot of damage out there. Right now, no active warnings. The watch is in effect until 1 a.m. Some of those counties have been trimmed out, including Winston, Lamar, and Marion counties. So some good news. What the Weather Service is waiting on is for this to kind of go ahead and blow through. We do have a flood warning in effect right now, and this is going to include Walker County around the Parish area, Dora, all the way through Samantha, Northport there in Tuscaloosa, and Pickens County. Some very heavy rain, and we may have some standing water out there. It's a lot of rain in a very short amount of time. In East Alabama, here it comes for Alexandria and Jacksonville. At Ragland area, St. Clair County, you're in good shape now. Still some rain there, but it has pretty much cleared the area. The worst of that. Maybe right around Neely, Henry Lake, you have some higher winds, but at this point in time, I'm going to zoom in on this, make sure we're not missing anything. Again, going back into St. Clair County, northern St. Clair County. And let's see. Yeah, not seeing anything there that's really standing out. So that's good news. We'll keep an eye on that. Looks like Jacksonville and Ohatchee. In fact, for the Jacksonville area, there's the leading edge. It's going to be about 11, 12 miles from Jacksonville and also Weaver. So give it maybe about 5-10 minutes. We're going to be looking at this higher wind and heavy rain moving through that area. Also Merrilton and Asbury. This is what we're talking about in the eastern part of our viewing area. I want to make you aware of this. You may have some higher winds through here and even some hail. Still some lightning out there. I'll turn the lightning back on our system. And the most intense lightning actually has fallen off considerably, and it looks like it's turning into more of a rain type setup there through St. Clair County at this hour. So just another few minutes, and this is going to be crossing the river there and out of St. Clair County. It's going to be moving through Calhoun County as a big rain producer. We'll watch it just to make sure we don't have any additional rotations. Wes?
All right, yeah, let's go in a little bit closer here. If we could, let's take the radar. Let's take primary AccuTrack here, full screen. I want to go through this line here, and let's start it out and just make sure we don't have any areas here. A lot of folks with us, make sure we don't see any tornado development about to happen. Let's start out to the west. We'll work all the way across the state. Right now, just based on what I'm seeing here, Aliceville, we've got lightning, we got some heavy rain, some gusty winds. Not too concerned about this. Bridgeville, Benevola, all these areas about to push down into Greene County. It's getting closer and closer to the I-50, I-5920 corridor. Buell, Coker, I know we had those nasty storms in Pickens County. Things seem to be behaving here. Not too concerned by what I see, and actually that's getting closer to Tuscaloosa at this point. There's Northport and Tuscaloosa, so this is out around Lake Lurleen and Coker, leading edge, and now pushing over towards Candlewood. So hopefully this will continue to behave. A little area here, let's check this out. Right around Carrollwood, looking good right now. Appling Bend area, seeing just very weak rotation at the moment. Maybe some gusty winds in here over 40 miles per hour with that. Further north, you see where we got the more intense lightning. This is an area we need to watch. Three Forks, this is crossing out of Tuscaloosa County, moving into Walker and Jefferson County. So that looks good. Looking at some of the velocity data there. maybe some small hail with that kind of lightning, certainly, and some gusty winds. You can see we have some rotation, weak rotation that's showing up there. Little area, that little kink you see, a little hook-like signature showing up in the line. Need to watch that as this moves on into northern Jefferson, southern Walker County. I think if your parish and areas to the north, some of the worst has moved on through. We're looking pretty good right now around Corner and Bagley, Kimberly, and back here towards Fultondale. Just be ready. We're going to get some more rain, maybe some lightning here. As this, look at all the lightning to the north around Hayden, Locust Fork. Just got a report in from Jacksonville, by the way, in East Alabama, starting to see that lightning frequency starting to pick up. Let's take a look at Blount County, Aniana, Highland Lakes, looking pretty good here based on what I'm seeing. Just looking at the Barren Threat Indicator. One area, JP, we're still getting some strong wind gusts here. It looks like Oak Level back towards Crystal Springs. That storm that's pushing out of St. Clair County, our system still showing winds possibly over 70 miles per hour.
Wes, if I send you a picture, can you get it into the system?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to text this to you, okay? And I'll take over from your position while you take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that storm moving through St. Clair and Calhoun County. We're going to switch places here over to camera 7 and let Wes work on getting that picture. And we're getting some of the damage pictures in. I want to get that on TV. So here's what we have going on right now. This is the latest radar view. A number of storms out there right now. And we got a live pictures coming from Fultondale right now. And I would imagine that's probably somewhere close to Walker Chapel. If you got an address or a road, share that with me. But you can see some of those power lines down that Brett Adair was giving us the heads up on. Wes is working on getting some pictures of some of the damage. What's that?
Fultondale.
Yeah, Fultondale. I thought you had an address for me. All right, tornado watch is in effect until 1 a.m. We'll leave those pictures up of Fultondale right now as the emergency crews. And I tell you what, I'm getting multiple reports. I was looking through my social media. There may be some entrapments in Jefferson County. I'm getting some rumblings about that. I don't know where. I don't know the exact location. We're not going to share that yet until we get that confirmed. But it's not out of the realm of possibility with the level of damage that we have seen from these storms this evening. It seems as if the worst of this is going to be around the Fultondale area and maybe perhaps crossing the interstate on toward Carson Road area, once you get maybe just to the north of the airport. So that's what we have right now. I want to get back to the radar picture here, and I want to take that up full because we're not completely finished with that threat for severe weather. And I continually get one of these indicators right here around Cobb City, and this is moving up toward Colwell and Alsip. This is over in Calhoun County. And this is the latest track. This is going to be Duke at 11:51, Cobb City at 11:53, Sulphur Springs at 11:54, and Angel at 11:56. The reason I'm talking about this is because we do have the potential there for some higher winds. Doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be a tornado, but I think we may have some winds in excess of maybe 70 miles per hour. And I think this could even impact the Jacksonville area. As the leading edge of this storm moves on through. This is the same storm that moved through Jefferson County and St. Clair County. It's moving very quickly. It's moving at about 50 or 60 miles per hour. It's dropping a lot of rain. There's some hail in this and some gusty winds. So anywhere from really, I'd say, and of course, Ohatchee happening right now, Weaver northward through Jacksonville and all the way into Cherokee County. I want to make sure you are paying attention to what's going on. The live pictures that you're looking at right now, of course, that's coming from Fultondale. Northern Jefferson County really hit hard. Colberg Road area, that's where we first really started seeing that rotation ramp up, and you can see the power lines down. Some advice to you. If you're a person that likes to go driving around and looking for damage and that sort of thing, don't do it tonight. You can't see. You got emergency crews out there trying to help folks, and those power lines, I can't tell you how many times you've had severe weather and you didn't have any injuries until somebody got out and they touched a power line and it ended up killing them. So you can't see them at night. They're real tough. So we'll leave that for the Alabama power crews and the emergency workers that are out there tonight to pay attention to all of that. Let's get back to the maps here. We still have some additional storms back out to the west moving toward a Little Shoal. Okay, this is around the Miller Steam Plant. Again, another round. These are not tornadic, but I do think we've got a fair amount of lightning with these, as well as that potential, again, for some gusty winds and heavy rain. In fact, fact, I just turned the lightning on. This is a little bit of good news here. The lightning is not nearly as intense as it was just a bit ago. So good news there. What really was the telltale sign with the tornado development there around Fultondale was that rapid intensification. Okay, was that rapid intensification of lightning. Now, who is live? What's the reporter? Okay. Very good. Cassie Fambro is in Fultondale. I believe she is at that Hampton Inn right now. There it is in the background. There's the back. You can see the power obviously is out. They're having to use the lights on the cameras, and that is the hotel. This is the Hampton Inn. This is over there by where the Outback is and the O'Charlie's. If you know where the Chick-fil-A is, it's across the street there in Fultondale. And that's some pretty significant damage. And again, that's a commercial structure that has been damaged significantly by the Weather Service. They're going to make the call on it, whether or not it's a tornado, but it's a tornado based on what we're seeing here. We're looking at roof damage. Part of the wall caved in. At this point, we don't know if we have injuries or, let's hope not, fatalities with this storm. I think she's trying to interview somebody.
Brad, you're from South Carolina. You said you were in this hotel. This is the Hampton Inn here. Obviously, you're in town. You evacuated safely. What did you see and what did you hear when this apparent tornado came through?
Just the sound of the wind ripping stuff off the roof, and then eventually I heard the roof in my room collapse when I was in the bathroom. And so I just gathered up my stuff and headed down to the first floor. So it's the typical sound you hear when you hear a tornado. So
this is obviously something, we had weather watches this evening. Were you at all aware of what was going on and prepared for potential severe weather here in Alabama?
I was just getting ready to go to bed for the evening and heard the siren go off, and it was that quick. So there wasn't a whole lot of preparation time. So it hit everybody pretty quickly.
And you were able to get out safely even though your roof collapsed over you?
Yeah, well, the side over by the window, that whole section fell down, and so I was able to get out of my room without any injuries.
Oh, we're so glad to hear that you're safe and have gotten through this. This is absolutely wild. Yes. You seem very calm for someone who just went through a tornado.
I'm still alive, so.
God bless. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, and stay safe.
Thank you.
All right, Cassie Fambro there in Fultondale at the Hampton Inn, where, as you can see, significant damage. If we can go to Apple TV Primary, Wes Wyatt has actually a little bit better picture view of this hotel and the damage. Again, that's Apple TV on Primary. And you can see it's a little bit better illuminated there, that level of damage. The whole wall caved in, the roof missing there. Significant is the best way I can describe that. Again, a commercial building, looks to be about 3 stories high. And there you go. That's what we have there. And you can see that damage of that hotel as Wes zooms in on it. That gentleman that was being interviewed by Cassie, very blessed to be uninjured in that. And I'm sure as the night goes on, we're going to find more and more damage reports out there from around the area where we have had a tornado touchdown there in parts of Jefferson County. That's going to eventually it crossed over toward Carson Road in the Center Point area. A lot of power lines down. We have power lines down around Walker Chapel Road off I-65, and the storm right now has moved across the state. We still have the thunderstorm moving through northern parts of Calhoun County. So that's what we have right now. You're looking at live pictures from the Fultondale area. We're going to go back to the radar map and just bring you up to date with what's going on out there. Well, we'll hold on this for a moment. There's a little bit better picture, a live picture of the hotel and the damage there. You can see the damage to the sign, the wall, on that side of the hotel, as well as the roof there missing. And what you have is a tornado. A lot of times when we have these tornadoes that touch down, they happen in a non-populated area. And you have reports of some trees down and so forth. In this case, this is a densely populated area, and you can see that's significant damage. And I'm just curious to see what other kind of damage we have. I don't think it probably just didn't touch the hotel. There's going to be some damage around there. And I think the Stony Brook Apartments, that was another area where we are getting reports of damage as well, Wes.
Yeah, you just don't see it, as we look at this video here. This is live, by the way, from Fultondale, and you see all the first responders still there on the scene. You don't see this often, this kind of damage, with some of these more sturdy structures, these commercial buildings like this. And we mentioned, I haven't really heard much about on the other side of the interstate, the situation there. But when you see what we're looking at here, the kind of damage to this particular building, there's likely going to be some more images that we gather here momentarily from this part of Jefferson County. And by the way, I just want to note that at this point we have no warnings in effect across the area still. We're watching it. I've been keeping an eye on it. I saw there's actually some video out there, JP, as we continue to monitor and watch the scenes here coming in from Fultondale. You could actually, some pictures of the tornado, you could see it with the lightning. It was so frequent. There were a couple folks out there that were able to gather some images. If you did capture an image from Birmingham, I saw one photo that was from Jefferson County, but you could actually see the funnel that was to the north. And now as we switch over to another live shot, we're taking you to another view here in Jefferson County in Center Point, and you can see some debris in the roadways, and just be extra careful out there next few hours. A lot of first responders showing up right now trying to get in, see what kind of damage we have in some of these areas. And looks like all right, going back to Fultondale, that almost looked, JP, almost like a ventilation hood, perhaps a large hood that maybe blew off of a building there. But this is one of the images. I first saw this. This was quite significant right here at the hotel. I know we were talking about the Target right there at the exit, and this was all right around Walker Chapel Road. It was almost like the tornado was just going right down Walker Chapel Road. It was so close, and both scans we were looking at showed a debris signature, but we really didn't start seeing the debris until this moved on past where the library is and moved on a little bit closer to where Jeff State's located. That's when we really started to see some of that debris, but we did have a debris signature with this. You remember a few months ago, we had a situation over around the Bessemer area. Situation, it wasn't quite as unstable as tonight, but we did have one tornado, and it touched down, and it produced some damage. And you get into these areas where you do have some more populated zones, and it can do quite a bit of damage. And so far tonight, this is the only storm where we've actually had a tornado warning. And we've had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. At this point, we're still watching that same storm in East Alabama, JP, but right now, no warning on that. Maybe some gusty winds around Union. I want to say, if you're watching in northern Calhoun County, I know right now you're getting some rumbles of thunder, some noisemakers, Reeves, Etowah County, back towards Cherokee County. Still a little rocky out there tonight, but at this point, no warning.
Yeah, let's go back up to Apple TV Primary. That's going to be my computer. We're getting pictures from the intersection of North Pine Hill Road and Carson Road. Justin Heineman in Fultondale. Look at that, Wes. That's going to be Carson Road. That's again significant damage there. It looks like some kind of commercial building. I am not sure, but again, that's going to be intersection of North Pine Hill Road and Carson Road by Justin Heineman in Fultondale. So again, more damage pictures coming in that we're seeing here in the First Alert Weather Center. The blessing right now is the fact that we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings, in fact, going on. We do have a strong storm, I think, based on the radar data moving through northern Calhoun County, Cherokee County, and maybe even northern Cleburne County, heavy rain and lightning that we are seeing. But we are getting a lot of damage reports out there from really the Carson Road, Fultondale area, south of Gardendale, I-65, Highway 31. Looks like that damage is significant out there based on what we're seeing from the pictures and our live crews. Wes?
Yeah, you just keep talking there, JP.
Yeah.
And if we can, I want to pull up the Apple TV primary again. I have another image here I want you to check out. Brittany Dion sharing this. And this is, she's reporting lots of uprooted trees and power lines. That's Sun Hill Road. You know, JP, I remember you saying Sun Hill Road several times. That area back towards Jeff State and then back over towards Fultondale, that is the location. And that lines up perfectly with what the radar was showing a few moments ago. By the way, I'm on Twitter at Wes Wyatt Weather.
Yep.
JP's on Twitter. If you have any reports, we're trying to pass along as much information as possible here tonight as we gather this. It's midnight, and I want to make sure we advise you on the latest on what's happening here in Jefferson County, so you can share. If you have any reports, any images, you can share those with us here. But that was